everyone. Welcome to Speakers Bank Podcast, Disability Edition. And this is Mathew Townsend's channel, second of the four series. And today's episode, Matthew is going to share to us his remarkable story about his works, his passion, and his action. And joining me today is my favorite co-host, the most gentleman, Morgan.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks again for this opportunity. Welcome everyone to our session on live Zoom meeting today. The topic of today is the action for the solution. So we have a special guest, Mathew, who will discuss the questions today and talk about the actions for the solution of his activity. Mathew, please, can you kindly share to us your program's aims, goals for the inclusive adventure programs for the outdoor activity, trees, plant, flora, and fauna, please?
Good morning, Maureen. Thank you for having me here again. So had that nature freedom, we're really focusing on the social impact as well as the environmental impact. So based on the lived experiences where people with disability are finding a way to enjoy nature like everyone else. So,
Okay.
So the important and the purpose of the program is to co-design in a place where people want to have that experience included and find a way how that make accessible for them to be included. So it's a twofold process where we find participants to make sure of what the activities are like to experience. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot about collaboration and more about gaining the inclusivity through these collaboration, about understanding the differences, how to work with his needs and how to achieve the goals or the purpose of the activity that we all offer. So, like for example, with last year with a National Tree Day event, and then the local environmental catchment grid.
Okay.
So we worked through together about we're expecting somebody with a wheelchair will be coming, and we want to try out tree planting. So you can understand from that position about where we got to do tree planting and how this person got to plant it, because the person is going to be out of the wheelchair in a different position. So in the co-design, we'd explain about how you plan out, organize the area for this person that would be able to do it, rather than, because it's a public event as well. Sometimes people don't even realize about this person. So we try to make a little bit of sort of broadcasts about the inclusion about this event. So it turned out really well, and yeah, it's really good. But it's still a lot of working space in there.
Okay. Just a bit of, if you can give us a bit of your idea of on flora and fauna. If I'm saying it right, if you can clearly give us what's the flora and fauna, please.
Oh, flora and fauna, that's an animal and plants. So
Okay.
yeah, for flora is plant.
It's first time. Okay. Oh, so those flora and fauna are animals, isn't it?
Yeah, fauna is animals.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Is plant, especially flowers. So,
okay.
yeah. So what we do with this, it's actually the part of the tree planting activity we involve. But we have not been involved with wildlife yet, because that's a lot of
so you just based on plants and that's it.
Yeah. We do it with animals as well because we go bird watch. We're looking at birds in the bushwalk, all that kind of
Okay.
stuff. And shorebirds and in the Moreton Bay, it's very beautiful. So it's not really about handling animals or plants, but it's
Yeah.
really basically how to interact with them, and that's where part of the experience. Um,
Okay.
to enjoy and understand about what they are as well.
Okay. Fair enough. How do you improve accessibility of physical infrastructures for your outdoor program for people with disability?
That's really interesting question because it's about how to make accessibility happen by manufacturer processing, and
Okay.
also about the culture, especially around inclusion. So
Okay.
we had a lot of questions around kayak seat. Some people we had spinal injury, it could be acquired disability, or someone had cerebral palsy. You needed somebody to seat really high up to your shoulder. There is some availability in the manufacturer, so we're able to approach them where we get secure funding to able to replace one pre-existing design seat of their paddle with our partner.
So
So we're able to replace that accommodation for someone who booked to the event. We can
so
exchange it. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a funding involved into this. There's a funding involved into this. Like, do you have
It
to get a
it's
fund from the
funded.
government or from your own organization? Or
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But we don't design and build it. We ask for someone to do this for
yeah.
us. So that because we are service provision rather than product. So
Okay.
there are few things that we ask which a manufacturer never done it before, and they're going to be very like because we're pushing, we're advocating at the same time, pushing we need it because people are asking it because
Okay.
that's how you improve accessibility. And that's the problem. Anywhere we
Yeah.
go out in the public, somebody should ask someone design and build it. So I feel a bit of
Yeah.
pressure around that rather than
Yeah. Yeah.
government policy.
I
Yeah.
was going to ask a question, but also the pressure. Do you somehow counter the pressure between the organization and the factory where you make all the things? Do you get and the people as well, who the disability people who are in your organization that you are looking after? Do you get that pressure in between while you're in the process? Do you?
Yeah, because and it's related to the policy. So it can be like
Yeah.
the standard, design the standard to discrimination or
Okay.
human rights. It's all
Okay.
interlinked to each
Yeah.
other. So we have to understand
Okay.
why this is important to address the issue. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Would you please share with us your input on how to solve a big issue about bushfire and regeneration? We
Um,
experienced the series and devastating bushfire last year, so just, if you can give us a clear idea of how,
okay. We in Brisbane here, we haven't really experienced much of the bushfire activity, but we've been surrounded by the region. It was really the big season we have seen probably in a lifetime, to be honest. And we can see it happening down the coast of New South Wales and Victoria at the same
okay,
time. And people in our group and myself feel that something we should have done something about it. Um, it's a very controversial space about between how an environmental laws are protected from land clearing to
okay,
all that. So that's another part of the program with Nature Freedom that we're hoping to build a social trade because with the
okay,
social enterprise. So we're just creating a employment workforce for butcher generators to able to improve
yeah,
environmental resilience and able to do more tree planting over the areas to increasing the carbon offset, especially
okay,
where we see so much that pollution have been created from the bushfire. So we're still in the early days about setting it up model because it's very strategic and it's very political as well. So that's another advocating word because we need more employment, people with disability and young people want to work for nature, and that's where they did example that what we can do is something about it because we don't want to go through another major bushfire season again like that.
Yeah.